This is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight.
The publisher and parent company of Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, talked about GTA 6 again yesterday on their earnings call. We'll be diving into what they said, what it means, and a whole lot more all in this video today. Okay, so in case you guys missed it, Take-Two Interactive had their Q1 2023 earnings call the other day, and with it they talked about some prepared remarks. They also took questions and answers. And in that they talked about Grand Theft Auto 6, and we heard a quote that we had not seen from Rockstar or Take-Two Interactive before, so it's a brand new quote about Grand Theft Auto 6, and this is what they had to say. Sales of Grand Theft Auto 5 also remain strong, and to date the title is sold in nearly 170 million units, with the development of the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series well underway. The Rockstar Games team is just determined to once again set creative benchmarks for the series, our industry, and for all entertainment, just as the label has done with every one of their frontline releases. Okay, so once again, they don't call it Grand Theft Auto 6 specifically, but they do say that the development of the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series is well underway, and that Rockstar is determined to set creative benchmarks for the series, the video game industry, and for all entertainment. So really what this sounds like is that Grand Theft Auto 6, which we know it's going to be called, that at this point it might be the biggest thing of all time, not just in video games, not just in digital media, it might be the biggest thing ever created, and it gets me really excited. And I know this is just a very generic statement, but there's a lot of positives here, that the development is still well underway. That's good news, and that it's going to be creatively a masterpiece, and it's going to be the benchmark for future video games, and if that's the case it has to be the best of all time, and I think that's what Rockstar is aiming for here. Now my prediction is we are still going to get an official announcement of Grand Theft Auto 6 later on this year, but this is just sort of continuing the trend that both Rockstar and their parent company have said so far, and that is that the game is in development and it's going to be the best of all time. And remember that back in February Rockstar said that its goal with GTA 6 was to significantly move beyond its previous titles. And we also know that recently there's been big reports coming out from Bloomberg and Jason Schreier that the game is going to have a female protagonist, and that it's going to take place in fictionalized Miami, and that the game's scope has been reeled in to a degree, but it's also going to feature new missions and cities on a regular basis, and is likely going to be here within the next 2 to 3 years. So again, that's recently what we know so far about Grand Theft Auto 6. Let me know what you think about this information that was revealed just over the last 24 hours. I also want to dive into what Rockstar Games insider Tesfuns2 ended up saying, because he had a couple of comments on this entire thing. Someone essentially said that interest in GTA 5 and GTA Online is declining, and this could be damaging to the brand, the overall brand of GTA, and he said this thread went through 6 parts without proper announcements from Rockstar other than confirming GTA 6 is in development. Rockstar is in no hurry to reveal any information, which is essentially what he's saying. Grand Theft Auto fans are their own hype machines. We are obviously keeping the hype of GTA 6 alive, and we are obviously interested in it. We want the game. And so Rockstar doesn't have to provide the information, we sort of provide its own spark by just being interested in the title and wanting to know more about it, and Rockstar doesn't have to reveal any information to keep GTA relevant. It is definitely going to be relevant, and it is going to be here for a long time, that's for sure. And there was more follow-up to that. He said yeah, because a thread on a website dedicated to GTA is indicative of interest. This guy was basically just trying to say like Grand Theft Auto is dead, and he said if it wasn't for the Google Trends and YouTube views, Rockstar wouldn't have confirmed the development earlier this year. Wow, so because of people's interest in Grand Theft Auto 6, Rockstar felt like they had to say something, which honestly I kind of take is good news. That they are listening to the community, and they see the interest, they see Grand Theft Auto 6 trending on Twitter, they see articles being written about it and YouTube videos being made. They know that people want this, and so they had to give us a little bit of a snippet like, don't worry guys, it's in development, we can't share everything right now, but it is on the way. And then this last little bit from insider Tesfuns2, he was talking about this in the GTA 6 section, which to me is interesting. Someone said he means people are losing interest in GTA 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online because GTA 6 is coming, not that they're losing interest in the GTA franchise. And he said the latest GTA Online update, which we know is the Criminal Enterprises, has a ton of drip feed material. Of course not all the content will ignite the interest, but there are some spooky stuff planned for Halloween that some gaming sites will make articles about. So I don't know why he would be talking about GTA Online drip feed in the GTA 6 section, but a lot of people have speculated that October would be the perfect time for a Grand Theft Auto 6 announcement, and I'll tell you why. Obviously right now a lot of interest is in the latest GTA Online update. I mean, it's only really been out for about a week and a half. There's going to be a lot of heavy interest over the next couple of weeks in that update, and then there's kind of going to be a lull a little bit. That's always what happens, and that lull is probably going to be right around October, which would be the perfect time for Rockstar to reignite interest in themselves and Grand Theft Auto with a GTA 6 announcement, and that also gives them plenty of time to then still prepare for whatever they're going to do in Grand Theft Auto Online in December. We know there is going to be a winter update, and that's going to happen in December 2022, so that way it's not going to interfere with the summer DLC, nor is it going to interfere with the winter DLC that will be arriving later on in the year. So maybe around October and Halloween time we could get our official Grand Theft Auto 6 announcement. That would not be shocking. That is when Rockstar typically make announcements on big games in the past. I mean, think GTA 5, think Red Dead Redemption 2, and speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, in a future video we're going to be talking about how some information from this earnings call might indicate that it could get a remaster or a remake for our current gen consoles like PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about Rockstar Games' parent company and publisher Take-Two Interactive basically announcing that Grand Theft Auto 6's development is well underway, and that it's going to be like the biggest video game of all time. Do you think this is good news, bad news, somewhere in between? And when do you think we are officially going to get an announcement from them where they don't just call it the next Grand Theft Auto series, but Grand Theft Auto 6, we know that's what the title of the game is gonna be? Or do you think it's gonna be something else? Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did going to enjoy this video, though, I like rating would of course be awesome, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel, and be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.